Such a delight to come your way this moment with the Books, Brands, and Businesses podcast. My name is Samuel, and I have a very intriguing personality today for our discussion. My guest today is a singer, he is a songwriter, he's a composer, he's also a rapper. And interestingly, he's a radio personality. I'd like you to help me as we welcome Trigmatic to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you here, bro.
It's good to be here.
Beautiful. Before we go any further, let's assume there's a new person watching the show today and doesn't know who you are. So tell us a bit about you before we delve into your book.
Well, to start with, Enoch Nana Yaw Oduro-Agyei. That's my name, popularly known as Trigmatic. I'm a music artist. I'm a composer. I'm a performer. I'm a writer. Like all the things you said.
Great.
I'm an author. I love art. Before music, I used to draw. I used to paint.
Wow.
And so I've always been a part of art, and art is part of us. And so I'm a Ghanaian.
Okay.
My dad is from the eastern part of Ghana, and my mom is Ghana. I would say that I'm also very concerned about youth development. I'm concerned about a better Ghana. And so you would find me every now and then probably very passionate about rots in society, or probably be talking about what needs to be done within our art space. Everywhere I go, I'm unable to be quiet when things are going bad. So in a nutshell, this is me. I like fine things. So,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We are on set today not talking about your music, but we are talking about a book you released in 2024.
Yes.
Why is Trigmatic writing? I wouldn't say writing, but writing a book because he writes.
Yes. I was going to say that. Writing a book because, I'd always said that at age 40, I will release a book. And so I take it from my list of things I want to do. It's always been a dream. However, the kind of book I wanted to write is what changed. I always wanted to write pretty much like a bio, of myself. But I decided to rather write something that would be more impactful. Not to say that my story wouldn't be impactful, but I felt like the book had to be a tithe.
Okay.
So why not? Because I'm a believer. So why not dedicate the first book to a godly cause, number one, and number two, to honor one man that has been very instrumental in my life, which is my pastor. And then everything else can follow. So I have 2 other books that I want to release after this. I'm waiting for my next birthday.
Wow.
I might just release another book. Yeah.
Okay. So your book is titled The Lion's Aide.
The Lion's Aide.
The Lion's Aide. Who is a lion and who is the aide?
A lion is a lion.
Okay.
A lion is a very spirited but very disciplined, very calculated animal. I've been very crazy about the lion with time. I have a picture of a lion in my room.
Oh.
Sometimes I keep them on my phone, and I love them. But I had never paid attention to the true nature of a lion.
Okay.
I used to ask a question: is the lion really the king of the jungle? Because there are animals like the hippopotamus. There are animals like the elephants
that are
bigger. Then I found out that truly the lion is not the strongest.
Okay.
The lion is not the fastest. In fact, the lion is not the fiercest.
Oh.
But there's a reason why he is the king of the jungle. So there was a before COVID, a year before COVID came, I had a contract in South Africa. So I moved there to work because it was a shoot. So I had to be shooting season 1 and season 2.
Okay.
So I was there for quite a number of time. Now I decided to visit the safari because I didn't know that there was a lion in Ghana. It's recently that
we have lions.
We have lions here.
Yeah.
So I decided to visit the safari, and that tour really birthed this book.
Okay.
Because I learned a lot of things about the lion I didn't know. So that's why. So first, to answer that, the lion is a very strategic animal.
Okay.
In fact, one of the animals that will calculate a hunt is the lion. One of the animals that you will find always around their pride is the lion.
Okay.
So I found that characteristics of the lion very beautiful and something that I can relate to as a leader. So I see the lion as a leader. Now, the lion's aid is me just coining that phrase to represent the people that work with lion leaders. And when I say lion leaders that are fierce, leaders that place high demand on things, leaders that are driven, leaders that are spirited. They are not easy to work with because mostly they will not look at your emotions.
Okay.
They are not people that will bend.
Okay.
They are vision driven. Their focus is on their vision.
Has to rise to
the
their
aid
level.
has to rise to their level. And if you don't catch up with a lion, you will be found wanting. So I look at how they even raise their cubs, how the cubs think, how the lioness even thinks, and all of that. And I realize that this is leadership.
Beautiful. This is leadership. So very importantly, the lion that you personify in this book could be a lion for anybody.
Yes.
Anybody can find their lion in terms of who they follow,
Yes.
who leads them.
Yes.
And if you are an aid to, that is a role that you are playing
Yes.
For them. In your book, you talk about some strategies that an aid can adapt to relate with their lion. Yeah. Can you share a few with us? And what can the aid do to make sure they don't lose themselves? Sometimes you are serving somebody, you are supporting them, but you lose yourself in the process.
Okay. So first of all, it takes strength to follow. And that's one thing I need people to understand. People think that when you're following, it means that you are the weaker person and you're following a stronger person. That's not the case. You first have to be a strong person and you identify strength in another person. So there's alignment.
Okay.
If there's misalignment, that's where your question, like the angle where you're coming from, comes in.
So the aid is not a supposedly weaker person
or vessel. The aid is actually a support base or a support system.
Okay.
Or let me say a disciple.
Okay.
Or a student. The aid must be willing to learn. The aid must be humble. You mentioned adapt. Adaptability itself can be a strategy.
Okay.
You must be adaptive. The aid must be ready. First of all, you must align with the lion's vision.
Okay.
You must. That's why I said in the book that you must first recognize yourself as a lion. That's the most important part.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's like you have your own vision. Mm-hmm. The leader also has his own vision.
Oh, so you are saying that the aid should identify themselves even as a lion?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. You must, for example, you must find a strength that you don't have.
Okay.
That you will need for your purpose. Mm-hmm. If you are not purposeful, you can't follow.
Wow.
People who follow for their stomach are always inspired by their stomach.
Oh.
Because when the supply ceases, you will give up.
That's true.
When things change, because leaders evolve.
Okay.
A time will come, the leader you knew may seem different. Mm-hmm. And I was telling you this morning that after the book, I've experienced it.
Yeah.
The leader may seem different because in them pursuing their vision, they will learn new things.
That's true.
And these new things may also be new to you.
Okay.
So adaptability is key.
The aid has to adapt to the lion.
To the lion.
Yeah.
You have to be so malleable and flexible.
True.
So that you can move along.
You have to flow.
You have to flow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you see, if you don't become like water, you will struggle around a lion. And like I said, a lion will not look at what you are feeling necessarily.
Yeah.
A few days ago, I was talking to a colleague and he was very pissed about our boss and how the boss didn't consult him before making like a change or something. And I said, my brother, even though our boss is very friendly, he's not your friend.
That's true.
She's not your friend. Our boss is a female. She's not your friend. You must first recognize that she's your leader or she's your boss. And then you have to understand that when it comes to the work, she will play the boss role and not the friend role. After work, she jokes with everybody.
Okay.
But when it's time to work, so don't be too entitled.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Sometimes, and this happens everywhere in every organization, when people have been with a leader for a long time, there's entitlement. There's a lot of expectation. There's a long wish list. So when these things don't happen, I personally sometimes have challenges when I think the leader is probably not paying attention to their blind spots.
Okay.
Those things rather bother me. But to walk away from a leader because we're expecting them to talk to me nicely, didn't talk to me, no, those things, you won't get me. And I think every aide should think like that.
Wow.
Because the vision is even bigger than the leader.
True.
And if you find your bit in the vision, it should be easy for you to flow with the leader.
Wow. Before I go any further, in this book, who are you? Are you the lion or you are the aide?
I'm the aide.
You are the aide.
Yes.
And who is the lion?
So, I in fact, this book is heavily inspired by my journey with my pastor.
Okay.
I met my pastor in 2009. And at the time, I was not Trigmatic that everybody knew.
Okay.
I was still recording. And my work with him was beyond a pastor member type of work. He pulled me very close to him. And I never took it for granted. And I still don't take it for granted. I may have aged with time. And so my ideologies will change. The way I receive things will be different because now I also have a family and all of that.
Okay.
But one thing is key. I see him as my leader.
Okay.
And it doesn't change.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. That's amazing. You are watching us on the Books, Brands, and Businesses podcast. My guest today is a singer, songwriter, and composer. And let me add that he's also an author. And you are watching and listening to Trigmatic on this conversation. He's talking about his book that speaks about a lion and an aide. Trig, you spoke about the leader's blind spots.
Yeah.
I want to understand, how do you juxtapose between the aide being loyal to the lion and at the same time speaking the hard truths that has to go to the leader?
I think that's a very good question. And culture can sometimes be a problem when it comes to that. And when I say culture, I mean, depending on the country you find yourself in. In Ghana, the culture doesn't give room for young people to talk to adults.
True.
Or to advise adults. In churches, because I'm a believer, a lot of the times, most men of God do not allow themselves to be, for lack of a better word, maybe not guided, not corrected, but maybe prompted on certain things because they feel it will make their leadership look weak or seem weak. And I can understand that. And so you don't force it when you have seen their mistakes.
Okay.
Or where you think there's a flaw. You suggest it. You suggest it humbly and you move on. Sometimes people lack what we call, this morning I was sharing that with you, people lack intellectual humility, where you have information, you have the knowledge, but you are able to welcome other people's.
That's true.
Yeah. Because what it is that every leader has a blind spot.
Yeah.
I was listening to Vusi Tembikwayo's podcast not too long ago, and it was heavily on this topic. Every leader has a blind spot, especially when your subordinates are the ones who have most conversations with the people down there.
Yeah.
You have to have one person that's your ear and your mouth.
Okay.
And when they come back
I
to
know
you,
of the ear, I don't know of the mouth.
yes. Those people speak as though you are there
That's
because they
true.
already know your mind.
That's true.
And so once they come back to you and say, boss, the boys are hungry. The boys are planning something. The boys, I think that we should maybe try this for. Don't assume that you already know you're a good leader. You know who you are leading. You are. I think it's a mistake a lot of leaders make.
Okay.
And but to answer your question, as an aide, you have to know that a lion can be wounded.
A lion can be wounded.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, in you fixing the sore, when you put a hard medicine, in him reacting, you might suffer some of the scars. He might scar you.
Yeah.
So the best way is to apply the medicine in small dosages, gently, nicely, and you are applying with time. Look, I always say people always find out the truth, mostly when you are not there, mostly after you've said it. So you gently suggest it. Sometimes they will take it, sometimes they will not take it, but you've done your bit.
When they don't take it, how is the feeling?
You feel rejected, you feel disappointed, but it is not in your place to force them to take it.
Okay, but is it also in the aide's place to feel that all their suggestions should be accepted?
It's wrong. It's wrong. Well, because what you may assume may not be the case.
Okay.
Sometimes the leaders have their plan. That's why communication is powerful.
Okay.
That's why I in the book I don't just address just the aide. Sometimes I bring in the leader's perspective. Because sometimes it's very important for leaders to be able to be vulnerable, to show their vulnerability. You see, the way humans think, when you always come hard, they assume you have answers to everything. And so you hear a lot of leaders say, my people don't think about me. My people don't care about me. It's because they've never seen you in a vulnerable state.
Yeah.
They
see
assume
you like Superman.
Yeah. You understand. If you look at, and because we are talking about this, and this book is also has a bit of biblical references. If you look at a leader like Moses, you can see that the guy at a point, he didn't want the people to see his vulnerabilities.
Okay.
He came across, or Bible describes him as a very hard leader.
Yeah, that's true. Moses was having breakfast with God.
With God, So the man will not
spending vacation 40 days on the mountain with God. Yeah.
For God himself to even defend him before his brother and his sister. Look,
like he talked against Moses.
This is the man I talked to face to face. So when he's a hard man.
True.
But when you look at another leader like David, David, even before God, presents his vulnerabilities. He can cry. He tells God. Yeah. So you see how God addressed him as somebody that touches his heart.
Yeah.
So even a spirit, the Most High, is able to find mercy for people, even though we know that God is a firm God. So his word, he will not change it.
Yeah.
That's why he said, when it was time to build a temple, he said, you have too much blood on your hands. So you cannot ask for that. But he was very merciful to him, because the guy will just open up. That's why sometimes you will see some men in society, they have a high level. Maybe you see like a man of God and then a lot of people also see his flaws. But you see him perform serious miracles.
God is using him
because,
nicely.
You see, you don't know what he does in his closet.
That's true.
He may be crying. There are people who make certain errors, and the way they pour out themselves to God, you have no idea.
When I was in senior high school, we had one colleague who he used to do was supposedly we'll call non-school things that in school we are not supposed to do. And we were expecting that he was punished in many ways, but the extreme punishment in most schools is that you are expelled, or when the boarding house sometimes you are deboardinized. And interestingly, he received none of them. He was my mate. So one time a teacher told us that this gentleman, one of the reasons why he's not received the extreme punishments is that although he does all the supposedly wrong things, when the school invites his mother and himself to the disciplinary committee, the guy will fall on the floor. His mother will also lie on the floor. And the mother will say that when you suck the son, she can die. She doesn't know what he's going to do. And the boy will also be crying.
Wow.
So the mothers in the committee, they'll be touched.
Wow.
They say, don't give him another opportunity.
And then he'll do it again.
Receiving other opportunities.
I mean, I was like that in school. I wasn't crying, but in school, I was always around, the bad boys. Almost all my friends had suspensions except me. But I think mine was more with my academics and the way I will present myself. I always tell them that, yes, they are my friends, but I wasn't part of it. And most of the time I wasn't really part of it. But yes, you will find me, I don't throw people away. You will find me still having conversations with them. We still hang around in school. We still, and in Ghana I think in Ghana, the moment you are found in the music industry, people assume, you're either smoking, drinking, chasing women, doing all kinds of things because that's what they project. But
are you doing those things that people have been thinking?
Not at all. Not at all. But I have friends who are musicians, and funny enough, I have quite a number of musician friends who don't do any of these things.
So why do you think the perception is strong there? Let's touch on
that. Okay, let's touch on that. I think we forget that there's music, and then there's the culture behind the music. For example, there's hip hop. Hip hop music was started for a purpose. The purpose was to disseminate information within the black communities. Say it in such a way that the people who started it were revolutionaries, like African Bambata, and then it comes down to the people like Cannabis and all these people. Go back and listen to their music. You will see they're talking about gun violence, why are black people killing each other, and all these things. Then there are people behind the industry, which is the entertainment industry. They fund cultures. They don't fund music necessarily. So you will see that an artist will be picked who is very talented, and then they'll tell them, this is what you are going to wear. And if you are signed to a label, you're pretty much a slave. So most often, the talents, which is the artists, they are not the people. They are not the problem. The problem is the people who are funding it.
So those funding dictates
we want you to
the
dress this
lifestyle,
way
the costume.
because they use the culture to sell products. It will take the culture to sell a cigarette box, take the culture to sell drinks. It will take the culture to sell clothes. It will not be about the music. So
what happens when the artist doesn't want to fit in the culture?
That's why most artists, where you see the Lauryn Hills and co, they are cancelled. They are cancelled. You see an artist who tries to be positive and for you to make money, even for shows, even locally, happens here in Ghana. People say things like, "Oh no, wait, this guy, his song is too positive. We want something that people can have fun with." And so that's where sometimes people think I'm controversial. But I believe that some people have also been called for some industries. Because if we don't fish out or get all these people out, do you know there was a time that the church saved our music culture in this country?
How?
When there was a ban on music. For the longest time, when there was a coup, people were not going out to clubs. People were not going to the discos at the time. They call it discos and all that. So musicians were now leaving those places and playing in the church. So you can go back and check most high life musicians that were from the 80s, early 80s or late 70s to the early 80s. They all have gospel songs.
Wow.
Because around that time, so I think that's why I think that we missed it
Okay.
a little bit as a church.
Yeah.
Because we could have kept
We could have
most
harnessed,
of them. Yes, harnessed.
and
That's
channel it more in propagating.
But I mean, that's
yeah.
not why we are here for this
Yeah, I
conversation. So
understand.
we can talk about that later.
Yeah. Let's go back to your
Yes.
book, but I'll certainly come back to music too. Yeah, as sitting in the other chair, the second chair
Yeah.
as the aide, what are some lessons that you have learned that aides should learn? And maybe I'll talk about some mistakes too that you think
Okay.
aides make.
Okay, that the lion is never against you.
The lion is never against the aide. Okay.
The lion is ready to teach you when you are ready to receive. The lion is not there to necessarily massage your emotions. They are there to grow you. One thing to development and change comes with sacrifice and it's painful. It will not be in your comfort zone. It will be out of your convenience. It will not.
So the lion will push you
Yes,
to
the lion will,
stretch,
yes, will
to move
stretch
to
you.
the next level.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it will be painful.
Wow.
Normally,
During those painful moments, let's say for you, did you feel like leaving? How did you feel?
Look, and I think these are things I also said in the book as well. So I put my vulnerabilities there. You will always feel like walking away. You will always feel tired. You will always feel burnt out. You will always feel like you are not understood. But always keep your eye on the vision. That's why I said that aligning with the vision is very important. And then always remember the good times too.
The good times.
The good times you've had with the lion.
Yeah.
For me, personally, I always remember days when, my pastor would talk to me about my career, my music industry, like music career. Sometimes when I didn't have a car, he would give me his car for me to do my rounds. I'll come back, pick him, and then we'll also go for his church services. I remember there are times where if I don't have money, I can go to him and he will give me. So those moments are, you see, but there are people who intentionally forget.
Those who forget.
Yeah. I think Bishop Dag wrote that. Those who forget.
Yeah.
So when you forget good times, I'm telling you, you are too high on your emotions.
That's right. And it makes you ungrateful.
It makes you ungrateful. Not sometimes. It makes you ungrateful.
Yeah.
I'm very straightforward.
Yeah,
it makes you very ungrateful.
True.
So it's better to walk away. It's better to walk away by communicating with your leader. Let your leader understand that, okay, I have gotten to this point with you. I can't take it any longer. I don't think I have the strength. You see, it will give him room to explain why he did
you
this
get
and
more
that.
clarity.
More clarity.
Yeah.
Some of us, me for instance, I've told myself that I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
So I don't even allow the seed to grow. When I do get offended, yes, because I'm a human being. But when I get offended, I take time off for myself, not to run away from the problem, but to work on myself. And then I come back. And I don't take a physical break. I'm talking about an emotional and intrinsic break.
You don't give yourself extras for 1 month. You are not in church.
No.
Reflecting.
No. What reflecting? What?
Reflecting what? Yeah.
No. Then it means you are misaligned, and it means you do not understand. Because first of all, your leader is leading you to God through Christ, and so that should be the goal. Unless that's not the goal, but if that is the goal, you always go to God. So I go to God, and sometimes I pray prayers like, give me the heart of my pastor. Or my leader.
Beautiful.
Or my boss.
The aide needs the heart of the pastor, the leader,
and then lion. Give my leader my heart. Or my intention.
It's a two-way.
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
So that you can understand each other, because he's also human, or she is also human.
In the book, which biblical examples or references do you make that push the message across?
Wow. Quite a number of them. But if you ask me now, I mean, I may have different biblical.
Maybe one or two.
So, for example, David and Saul. Saul was very troublesome.
So was troublesome.
Saul wanted to kill David. In fact, he tried so many times to kill David. But you see, when David had the opportunity to kill Saul, what did he say? He didn't want it to come from him.
Blood to be on him. Yeah.
On him. You know, if you think like that, in fact, you will go far.
Okay.
He didn't want to be the one to. Why? Because of reference.
Okay.
Because he knew that the man is a king. The man has been king.
Yeah.
Even if I'm going to be on his throne, I don't want it to come in such a way that
you are the one that overthrew him. Yeah, you're fighting your leader.
You killed him.
So team members and followers shouldn't be in the position where they are attacking the person ahead of them because they don't agree with their perspective.
Not at all. As for disagreement, you can always disagree. And sometimes, I mean, we all do it. You can be in your corner and discuss your leader.
Yeah.
People do that.
Okay.
I know that some pastors don't like it at all.
Yeah. We don't like it at all. We don't think it's a good sign of loyalty.
It's not a good sign of loyalty, yes. Yeah. But is it human?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can't, you see, there are things you can't change. In fact, there's nothing you can do to change that.
Okay.
Even the ones who sit before you and say, we don't talk about you.
They praise. Yeah.
You see, unfortunately for us, I mean, my leader or my pastor is a prophet.
Okay.
And a very good one. So
beyond what you are saying, he can see.
He can see you can see that you are lying.
Okay.
But sometimes I ask myself for him. That one I've never been able to ask him.
Okay.
That so you see, what if you were not a prophet?
Yeah. How would you have?
Yes. What if you didn't have that gift? That is where you have to realize that you have to challenge yourself more as a leader to not always be at the top, but also be able to come down, move up and down. Because if you didn't have that gift, then you wouldn't know my intentions.
That's true.
And I could be smiling, I could be laughing, I could be. You see, there's a book, Bishop Dark. There's a Bishop Dark book that he said, "Don't take people who are skilled or talented. Take people who are available." And it could be true, but it's only to an extent.
Okay.
The way the world is going now, in fact, you need a lot of information.
Okay.
And so somebody can be available, but very dumb. And that can be frustrating.
Okay, I think I get you. But in Bishop Dark's concept, he's probably talking about availability in the sense that those that avail themselves, there are many that are called. God will use them. God will use those
So you see, but that isn't that... Well, my point is that are we looking at the number of people?
Okay.
Or we are looking at the quality?
Okay.
Because yes, everybody is called. But it takes the individual to be willing, to be ready, to learn beyond just being there.
I'm Bishop Dag by us. I'm holding on.
I am also. No. I'm not saying he's wrong. That's why I said that I feel like it's limited.
Okay.
Because a lot of people are available.
Okay.
A lot of people may be willing. But I don't think it's enough.
Oh.
I don't think it's enough. I still think that's why I don't like us to always be one-sided.
Okay.
There's a TEDx video I watched by this professor. She's female. She's Nigerian. She's talking about one-sided storytelling. When
it doesn't give the full picture.
It doesn't give the full picture. And if you look at the way God created things, God created everything, including the ones we call imbalances or bad things. When culture changes, what you have been always seen as bad, you go to another country.
It's maybe normal there. Okay.
So sometimes we are limited by cultural institutions and ideologies, and we might see that as our truth.
Yeah, you are right. When you travel a bit, you will come to appreciate the different perspectives.
I'm telling you.
Something that is a bit normalized in your locality. You go to another place and it's totally different.
I've been wowed
another
by
thing is
some
just
things.
the opposite of what you see. Yeah.
It's like going to a church. I went to a church in a country. I won't mention the country. And I was like, hey, I sorry the maka.
Oh.
I sorry with the name baby.
Why?
Because One, I was looking at the way they were dressed,
Okay.
and I was thinking, this can never happen in my
They
country.
were not dressed churchy.
Church, the way I was thinking,
Yeah.
And I used to always think that, oh, they are not spiritual.
Yeah. I even find it intriguing when I invite somebody to church and they say, I don't have church dress.
Yes.
Yeah, I know there's supposed to be level of decency
And I had a
and all
conversation
that.
with one of the ladies, and I was blown away.
Okay.
Her depth in scripture, her love for God, the things I would do easily as a believer,
Okay.
that she will not do.
Okay.
So sometimes
But if you don't take care, you judge them by how they appear. Yeah.
In fact, I always say this friend took me to more prayer meetings than I would have originally. Even though I love to pray.
And Trig, on this note, let me mention that myself, being in contact with you for a number of years now, I think we've had a very amazing relationship.
Yes.
But one of the things I've seen about you, although with the genre of music that you do, people would find you as a secular person,
Yes.
which it's okay in itself. You find unique ways to use that to pray. But you and I have gone to church more than we have gone to anywhere else.
True.
Yeah, we've
True.
done church more than we've gone to anywhere
True.
else. In fact, there's been times I've visited Trig randomly. And he said, actually, from here, we go church. There was one time that I was really upset with you. I don't know if I told you.
Really?
I came to visit you at home. And you said we should go to church together. Then I left in the middle of the service, and you were angry.
Yes,
you
yes,
said,
yes.
"Why have you left in the middle?" My brother, I didn't come to church.
Yes,
I came to visit you.
True,
and I think I
true.
love that God part about you, which is very unique. If you are watching us, you are enjoying the conversation on the Books, Brands and Businesses podcast. My guest today is a songwriter. He's Trigmatic, and it's an amazing conversation on his book, The Lion's Aide. Of course, we wouldn't share everything with you so that you can go grab a copy for yourself. It's available on Amazon and everywhere that books are sold. Trig, I want to find out in the next few minutes, should the Aide aspire to be a lion?
The Aide is already a lion.
Okay.
And that's why this book means a lot to me. A lot of times, like I said, followers are not relegated.
Okay.
It takes positions for people to feel less.
Okay.
But are you less? Do you understand?
Yeah.
You may have a boss who may not have a doctorate, but could be the founder of the company
Okay.
or the CEO.
Okay.
You may have a doctorate and maybe you are the general manager.
Yeah.
Is he your boss? Yes.
Yes.
Are you more educated than him? Yes. So are you less than him? No.
Okay.
Is he more than you?
So
no.
it's role specific.
Yes.
Each person is doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, we focus more on symbolism
Okay.
because that's what our eye can see. We focus more on position. Oh, this one, he's at the top.
Yeah.
So he's the boss. And because so you hear people say things like, because boss is
Some people call themselves common floor members.
floor members. Common floor members for
Yeah.
But you see, so that really waters down on leadership
True.
amongst the people down there. You see, leadership is such that first you must, and I said that in the book, you must learn to lead yourself.
Okay.
Because without leading yourself, you can't even follow. You must learn to lead yourself. Because in this world, no matter how you want to reinvent the world, you will lead.
Okay.
If you don't lead in an office space, or you will lead a home,
That's
you will
true.
lead in a
Family.
home.
Yeah.
Whether you are female or male. If you are female, you will lead your children. You will lead yourself. If you decide not to do anything, you will lead yourself.
That's true.
So the inability to lead yourself is what makes people say things like "Wambo ne braye,"
Okay.
"We wambo
That's
bra."
a personal leadership.
It's a personal
thing.
leadership. So leadership should in fact be. It shouldn't be positional per se.
Yeah. Okay.
Leadership is not about your
Supposed to be
position.
functional.
It's supposed to be functional. It's supposed to be something you will love. I started this last year. Every morning after my devotion, I take 1 hour to listen to either an audiobook on leadership or a podcast on leadership.
Wow.
Every day.
Wow.
Every day.
Wow.
And if I look, I'm sure that my last Spotify, so that's the last audiobook I'm listening to. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Understand Yourself,
Yeah.
Emotional Intelligence. So, I mean, you see, the thing is that you are leading yourself without knowing it. It's about choices. And sometimes I'm saddened because I learned some of these things late in my life. Or maybe I took some of these things seriously very late in my life. Because I'm thinking between now and the next few years, I'll be 50.
Oh.
And by 50, it's not late.
Okay.
So I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could have done so much if I started living like this in my 20s,
Yeah.
in my 30s.
Yeah.
I'm sure by 45, I could have retired.
Yeah. Trigmatic is saying something amazing here, talking about we starting to make certain decisions and progress early. Yeah, the concepts and principle of starting early. We have to bring this conversation to a close as much as you are enjoying it, as much as we are all enjoying it. Before Trig goes, I want to understand something briefly. What are you doing now with regards to music, and what should we expect with regards to music?
Also, with music, I'm still recording. But I'm also exploring all other parts of music. The average Ghanaian musician is limited to performing on stage and releasing records.
Okay.
I found out that there's so many other things you can do, even with music that has already been released. So in recent time, last year, myself and Gomez scored a film. We had 11 scores on one film. The producer is American, and she brought a new job this year that is a Hollywood production, but we only had one score in that film. In the past maybe 3-4 years, I was constantly a judge on African. I'm trying to remember. How can I forget? But in South Africa, there's a Pan-African music show sponsored by Old Mutual. Amazing Voices. Amazing Voices Africa. I've been a talent
You've
judge.
recorded a couple of songs in SA. Am I correct?
Quite a number. In fact, in SA, I recorded a whole album in South Africa. The current Miss South Africa, I just found out yesterday. I have a song with her, Azana. I recorded a song with Intunzi. I recorded a song with Esvila. I recorded a song with quite a lot of them. But my choices were very intentional. I chose the artists that are, one, traditional and music inclined. Because I don't see myself as just a commercial musician.
Let me sign off with this. Why should believers or Christians be in the creative arts space?
Why shouldn't they? Scripture says we have been commissioned to dominate. If you will dominate, you are dominating not just Christians, you are dominating the world, the entire world. Whether you like it or not, the world is a system. And the kingdom has its system as well. So it's important that in dominating, and not too long ago, I think yesterday or 3 days ago, Donald Trump said it. I've been saying it for years.
That if Christians don't go into politics would stop them from being Christians.
It will.
Yeah.
It will, and that time is coming.
Yeah.
I asked my pastor a question one day. I said, all the prophecies in scriptures, are we supposed to just wait to see them happen?
We are supposed
to do something about it.
Yeah.
Because if we are supposed to wait, because I think we have to wait to see them happen, so that we say that the scripture said it. They will happen whether we do something or not.
Okay.
So would you rather do something about it? You see, we don't see how powerful it is to see our president be a believer, go to church, and be a church worker.
That's true.
It is the most powerful thing that can happen. But even us, we are not celebrating it as believers. Imagine this script flipped around.
Yeah.
Do you know that if we had another religious person in power, we would have felt it?
Okay.
If I'm not oversaying it or exaggerating, we would be forced to all serve the same God that he or she is serving.
Okay.
So it's something we need to look at. It's something we need to
Christians
look
need
at.
to actively be involved in the market space.
Creative arts. I think the mistake we do is that we think creative arts is entertainment. It is not. I'm currently doing my master's in arts innovation, and we have been taught this. Arts is a space that we can't do without as humans. As we speak right now, there is nothing on earth that does not have art. Nothing. Including a human being. No, look at a fine girl with curves, with nose, eyes, and that is art. As we are in this studio, my clothes is art, is fashion. And fashion is part of is under the umbrella of art. This microphone was designed. The technology that the microphone uses needed art for it to be visible or even attractive. As it stands now, let a new microphone come that has a different design we will all run for it.
That's true.
It takes the art to make things happen. Even storytelling is art. That means scripture is art. So if we leave these things for people who are not inspired by the Spirit of God, they will take different inspiration.
So Trig wants to say that Jesus and God are creative artists.
No, they are.
Beautiful.
No, they are.
Beautiful.
Look at the parabolic nature of scripture.
Yeah.
If you are not somebody who's a wordsmith, you can't speak like that. It's very poetic. Look at some of the parables. Look at some of the ways that, look, it is even taking scholars to break down scripture.
You're right.
Yes.
You're right.
It is taking great minds.
Yeah.
Do you know that some of the inventions that we have were drawn by Da Vinci? And he's an artist.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes. He's an artist. So, brother, as for that conversation, we need another day.
We'll certainly have a whole episode on it. Thank you for joining us this moment on the Books, Brands, and Businesses podcast. I brought to you a version of Trigmatic that you certainly do not know about it. If you have watched this episode, share it with a colleague. Let them enjoy it as well too. Trig, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.